As 1944 dawned, the Allied forces faced a daunting challenge. After conquering France, Hitler had created an Atlantic wall stretching from Norway to Spain, a formidable network of defenses designed to repel any assault. This was no mere line of bunkers, but a multi-layered system of fortifications that turned the coastline into a deadly war machine. Miles of beaches bristled with obstacles and mines both on land and in the water. Angular metal structures known as Czech hedgehogs dotted the shoreline, designed to rip open the hulls of landing craft. Behind them, concrete bunkers and gun emplacements loomed, their weapons pre-sighted on likely landing zones. At the same time, millions of mines lay hidden in the sand and surf, waiting to detonate under the feet of advancing troops or the keels of approaching boats. All the while, radar stations kept vigilant watch over the channel, ready to sound the alarm at the first sign of Allied movement. Inland, the picture was no less forbidding. A network of fortified positions, manned by battle-hardened troops, stood ready to counter any breakthrough. Panzer divisions waited in reserve, poised to deliver crushing counterattacks against any Allied foothold. Under the energetic direction of Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the Germans had been busy. Rommel, drawing on his experience in North Africa, understood the crucial importance of defeating an invasion on the beaches. He had ordered the installation of hundreds of thousands of additional obstacles and millions more mines. Yet for all its imposing appearance, the Atlantic Wall had weaknesses. The sheer scale of the project had stretched German resources to breaking point. Many sections remained incomplete or thinly manned, with the quality of troops varying widely, from elite units to second-rate formations filled with non-German conscripts. Nevertheless, as Allied planners pored over intelligence reports and aerial photographs, the Atlantic Wall loomed large in their calculations. They knew that cracking this tough nut would require ingenuity, overwhelming firepower, and the courage and determination of the men tasked with storming these fearsome defenses. But it also needed some secret sauce, some out-of-the-box thinking which could help give the Allies an edge against these formidable odds. Enter one of the Allies' secret weapons, one Major-General Percy Hobart. Hobart wasn't your average military man. He had been in the military for nearly 40 years and was actually brought out of retirement by Winston Churchill to bring his experience to the all-important preparations for D-Day. Above all, he was very familiar with the challenges of launching an amphibious attack and was aware of the problems that needed to be solved. His approach was to bring together engineers, soldiers, and even civilians to solve specific combat challenges. This became a blueprint for military innovation and the forerunner of today's rapid response tech teams that cook up solutions for the battlefield. The result was a collection of specialized armored vehicles, each designed to tackle specific challenges of the D-Day landings. A menagerie of modified tanks so ingenious and at times bizarre that they were dubbed Hobart's Funnies. But to enemy troops, these funnies were deadly serious. Let's look at some of these weird and wonderful mechanical marvels that helped turn the tide of World War II. Need a tank that can swim? You've got the D.D. Sherman. This amphibious marvel could travel up to 3 kilometers from ship to shore, thanks to a watertight canvas screen that popped up like a giant bathtub. The screen, when inflated, provided buoyancy for the 30-ton tank. Twin propellers driven by the tank's engine allowed it to swim ashore under its own power. Or how about a tank that can do everything you need when launching an amphibious assault? The Churchill AVRE has got you covered. The AVRE was a modified Churchill tank fitted with a mortar instead of its main gun. This fired a 40-pound bomb known as the Flying Dustbin. With a range of about 80 yards, it was devastatingly effective against concrete fortifications, sea walls, and other hard emplacements. But the AVRE's versatility didn't stop there. It could also be fitted with a variety of attachments to allow it to lay down a temporary roadway. or fill ditches and trenches with wooden poles to enable other vehicles to pass through the battlefield. Or, for a weapon with that distinct fear factor, there's the Churchill crocodile. This variant of the Churchill tank replaced the hull machine gun with a flamethrower. With a range of up to 120 yards, the crocodile was devastatingly effective against fortified positions and had a significant psychological impact on enemy troops. Mines were one of the biggest dangers on the battlefield. The crab mine flail was the antidote. This modified tank featured a large rotating drum with chains attached. As the drum spun, the chains beat the ground in front of the tank, detonating mines before the tank rolled over them. This crucial innovation allowed safe paths to be cleared through minefields, saving countless lives. Climbing up steep concrete defenses was a difficult task for most vehicles. The ARC, or Armored Ramp Carrier, was built to help. This modified Churchill tank had its turret removed and replaced with extendable ramps at each end. The ARC could be driven into ditches or up to sea walls, where it would lower its ramps, allowing other vehicles to drive over it like a bridge. The amount of daylight available played an important role on the battlefield. The Canal Defense Light, or CDL, was a fascinating piece of equipment designed to make it easier to operate at night. It was a tank fitted with a powerful searchlight in place of its main gun. The light could be used to illuminate nighttime battlefields or to dazzle and disorient enemy troops. Last but not least, we have the Buffalo LVT. This amphibious vehicle played a crucial role in the D-Day landings and subsequent river crossings. Capable of carrying troops or small vehicles from ship to shore, the Buffalo was instrumental in delivering men and material to the beaches. On D-Day, June 6, 1944, these mechanical marvels sprang into action. DD tanks emerged from the waves like sea monsters. Avery's lumbered forward, demolishing fortifications with their flying dustbins. Crab tanks spun into action, clearing paths through deadly minefields. It was a carefully choreographed chaos, each funny playing its part in dismantling the Atlantic Wall. The impact of Hobart's Funnies on D-Day was revolutionary, as evidenced by the stark contrast between the beaches where they were deployed in number and those where they weren't. On Sword, Gold, and Juno beaches, where British and Canadian forces unleashed the full menagerie of Hobart's creations, the invasion was a resounding success. These mechanical marvels cleared mines, filled ditches, and breached obstacles with an efficiency that left the Germans reeling. The result? Deep penetrations inland and significantly lower casualty rates. In contrast, on Omaha Beach, where American forces landed without the bulk of these specialized tanks, the scene was dramatically different. U.S. combat engineers paid a heavy price, defusing mines by hand while their counterparts on other beaches watched flail tanks harmlessly neutralize minefields. The lack of funnies meant slower progress through German defenses, higher casualties, and a more precarious foothold. But it wasn't just about the beaches. As the Allied forces pushed inland, facing the challenging Norman hedgerows, the funnies continued to prove their worth. They adapted to new roles, clearing paths, providing crucial fire support, and helping to maintain the momentum of the Allied advance. The legacy of Hobart's Funnies extends far beyond D-Day. They revolutionized amphibious warfare and combat engineering, influencing military doctrine for years to come. Many of Hobart's designs have stood the test of time. Armored bulldozers, bridge layers, and mine-clearing vehicles remain crucial components of modern armies, proving the timelessness of good engineering. Perhaps most importantly, Hobart's Funnies demonstrated that even in the grimness of war, ingenuity and unconventional thinking could turn the tide. They stand as a testament to human creativity and the power of innovation in overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our other videos right here. Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below about what you'd like to see next.